All right, let's talk about one of the most critical and, let's be honest, kind of scary conversations you can have in your career: salary negotiation. If you've ever felt like you're not getting paid what you're truly worth, you're in the right place. Consider this your official playbook. So let's just kick things off with a number that should honestly stop you in your tracks: negative 18.8%. According to the research, that is how much you could lose in total career earnings just by not negotiating that first offer. We're not talking about a few bucks on one paycheck, we're talking about a compounding loss over your entire life. The stakes are, well, they're huge. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. How do you actually do this? How do you walk into that conversation with real confidence and walk out with an offer that actually reflects the value you bring to the table? That's exactly what we're about to break down step by step. We've laid this all out in 5 clear, easy-to-follow parts. First, we'll hammer home why you have to negotiate. Then, we'll get your head in the right space with the mindset for more. After that, I'm going to give you a proven 5-step protocol, the exact scripts for those tough moments, and finally, how to lock it all in and close the deal safely. So let's jump right into part 1, why you absolutely, positively must negotiate. This is all about understanding what you lose by staying quiet and the massive gain you can get just by asking. Just look at this gap. It's kind of wild. On one side, you have 55% of people, more than half, who never negotiate. But get this, on the other side, a whopping 78% of the people who do ask for more get it. The data couldn't be clearer. Yeah, it's scary to ask, but for those who do, success is pretty much the norm. And that fear really brings us to our second section, the mindset for more. Look, success here isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's all about making a few simple shifts in your language, moving from passive to powerful, and treating this like a collaboration, not a fight. Okay, this is a huge one. Stop talking about your last salary. Seriously, it has nothing to do with the value you're going to bring to this new job. Instead, you want to anchor the whole conversation to the current market rate. This immediately changes the frame from what you were paid to what you are worth now. Oh man, the fear of seeming greedy. It holds so many of us back. But check out this simple language shift. You're not asking for money for the sake of it. You're professionally making sure that the compensation is aligned with the awesome results you're about to deliver. It's about value, not greed. And this is just brilliant. I'll think about it. Sounds, well, weak. It's passive. This new response, it's professional, it's grateful, and it immediately puts you in the driver's seat. You're setting a clear timeline, which gives you breathing room without making them nervous. You're in control. All right, now we get to the heart of it all. Section 3, your 5-step negotiation protocol. This is the actual playbook, a repeatable, proven process to get you a better offer without ever having to worry about them pulling it off the table. So here are the 5 steps at a high level. We start with alignment, making sure everyone's on the same page. Then approve the floor, which is all about aiming high. Step 3 is the 1-number rule for a super clear ask. Next, we trade across levers if things get stuck. And finally, we close safely to make sure your win is locked in. Let's dig into each one. Step 1, alignment. This happens way before an offer even hits your inbox. The goal here is simple: find out the salary range for the role early in the process. That way there are 0 surprises and you're both operating from the same set of facts. Okay, step 2, approve the floor. Once you know that salary band, your goal is to aim for the upper half. You're not just trying to squeak by or get in the door. You're aiming for a number that shows you're a top candidate. And this anchors the whole negotiation in your favor from the get-go. Next up, step 3 is the 1-number rule. When it's time to make your counteroffer, you have to keep it simple, like really simple. Ask for one specific number for your base salary. You can mention being flexible on things like a signing bonus, but your main ask needs to be crystal clear. It makes it so much easier for them to say yes. But what if they say they just can't move on the base salary? Well, that brings us to step 4, trade across levers. Remember, total compensation is way more than just your salary. If the base is stuck, this is where you pivot to negotiating a signing bonus, more vacation days, or maybe an earlier performance review. Okay, let's get super tactical. Welcome to Section 4, Scripts for Critical Moments. This is literally what to say when you get that common pushback and you can feel the pressure mounting. You can just picture it, right? You've made your case and the hiring manager hits you with the classic, "This is our best and final offer." It feels like a brick wall, but it's not. And here's how you respond. Calmly, professionally. You start by saying you appreciate their honesty, which keeps things collaborative. Then, you accept what they said about the base salary, but you skillfully pivot. You're not fighting them, you're just looking for other doors that might be open. All right, here's another classic line you'll hear. We just don't have the budget flexibility. Again, this can feel like a total dead end, but you've got a way through. Your response here shows you're not tone deaf. You get that they have constraints, but you're also showing that you're a creative problem solver. By asking about the overall package, you're helping them find other ways to add value and get the deal done. And now for what might be the single most powerful tip in this whole thing. After you make your ask, whether it's your counteroffer or that pivot to other perks, you need to stop talking. Just be quiet. Let the silence do the heavy lifting. More often than not, the first person who speaks is the one who budges. It is your secret weapon. We are in the home stretch. You've navigated the conversation, you've got a verbal yes. Section 5 is all about closing the deal safely. This is how you protect that awesome offer you just worked so hard to get. So this is so important. You have to follow this checklist to the letter. No exceptions. Do not resign from your current job until that new offer is in writing. Read it and then read it again to make sure the title, start date, and all the numbers are correct. Then you have to wait for things like the background check to clear. Only then is it safe to finally put in your notice. So let's end right where we started, with the facts. Does all this stuff actually work? Well, the numbers don't lie. A full 78% of people who negotiate walk away with a better offer. The odds are just overwhelmingly in your favor. All it takes is a little bit of preparation and the confidence to ask. So there you have it, the complete playbook, from mindset and strategy all the way down to the exact words to say. You've got the tools, you've got the data, and you've got the process. The only question left is, what's your next move?